Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and we try to sort out an element of the race that we might look back on later as having been the path to finding the winner. Well, Sunday racing at Sha Tin. The first race we're going to take a look at is race 7, and our winning factor here, the Hot Yard. And I think there are three standout chances in this Class 4 race. Master Hero from the Tony Cruz stable, Dandy Years for Zach Purton and Danny Shum, and the Casper Founds trained runner with Joe Moreira up, Green Envy. And I think that's your race right there in those three, and I'm even going to drop out Green Envy and concentrate on the other two horses, both runners up at their most recent starts behind a horse in form. First of all, we're going to go back to race 505, and this is Dandy Years. He's in the red and purple colours, and he gets a nice trip here, sitting in behind the speed. Now this is the first race won recently by Super Winner, one of the horses really in form at the moment. And Super Winner, he's bowling along in front. Dandy Years, he's in a good striking position, but as you see on the heat map, Super Winner really sets the clock alight from the 800 metres in this race and just doesn't give any of his rivals a chance to get anywhere near him. Down the running, Dandy Years goes up the inside, he tries hard, but it's just too much of an ask to peg back any sort of margin on a horse running the sectional times that Super Winner was. And just 8 days later, this time it was Master Hero who bumped into a horse going particularly well in Charity Grace. And this is race 520, and in those light blue and grey colours you see Master Hero in no real hurry early from gate 8. Karis Teaton trying to get him in towards the rail here, but it doesn't really work out for him, and he ends up spending the race 3 wide, mostly just outside the heels of the eventual winner, Charity Grace. All Karis can do is try to keep him balanced and comfortable and try to save him for a run in the straight, but of course he's burning petrol all the while, and when they turn for home and Zach Purton lets go with Charity Grace, certainly Master Hero does his best. He tries hard and runs second, beating the rest, but he's unable to match the winner. So two highly meritorious second placings there represent the leading form for this race. So we have to find a way to separate them. So first of all, let's take a look and see if we can find an angle through the race map. And as you see here, the three horses I mentioned as the main three chances, gates 1, 2 and 3. So quite possible they'll be nearby each other for the whole event. And I guess therefore the map doesn't really help us much to sort one out ahead of either of the others. But I do think there is something here that does separate out Dandy Years from his rivals, and that is the current form of his trainer, Danny Shum. Now the table I'm showing you here, this is a recent form since the start of February, and there is nobody in Hong Kong at the moment training better than Danny Shum. His recent form even making him a bit of a player for his maiden championship title. Still plenty to go under the bridge there, but he is in the picture now. And in the period since the start of February, this is usually the happy hunting ground of John Size. Shum has even surpassed him, training 20 winners. He has the best strike rate and is outstripping all the market expectations of his runners by a healthy margin. By way of comparison, Master Hero's trainer, Tony Cruz, is performing a long way below his usual high standards, and that's over the last 2 months, just the 6 winners. So the tip in race 7, Dandy Years. His winning factor, the Hot Yard. Probably not a lot between these horses, Dandy Years and Master Hero, on race form or on the map, but I think the form of his trainer really sets him apart. The other race I want to take a look at for Sunday's racing is race 10, and the winning factor here, the Start. Now this is a very tidy field, not a capacity field, but very talented runners engaged. Winning method, dropping back down to Class 3 for the first time in a while. Beauty Fit from the John Size stable, who put up a very good effort at his Hong Kong debut. The unbeaten 3-year-old Fantastic Treasure, a horse with a future. And there will even be fans, I think, for True Legend, a lightly weighted runner and the likely leader of the race. But while all four of them have winning prospects, the ones I want to focus on are the two most lightly raced runners. Beauty Fit with only one run in Hong Kong and 3 overall, and Fantastic Treasure, a winner at both of his starts so far. And we're going to take a look at race 518, and this is Fantastic Treasure at his second appearance, and backs up his impressive debut with another win in Class 4. And note early, he's in the light blue and yellow colours from barrier 8. Chad Schofield steadies him back early so that he can get him across to the inside rail, and he gives up a fair bit of ground early to do that successfully. He then gets a nice run through the race. There's some good pace on up front, and while his main rival that day, Enchanting Start, is stuck in a pocket behind the leader and never gets clear, Fantastic Treasure has plenty of room, comes through between runners to finish strongly and win with real authority. That was an impressive win from a young horse going somewhere, and a week later we saw the first Hong Kong appearance of Beauty Fit. Now you see him here in the early stages, pink and black colours, also gate 8, but he also gave up some ground early, but it was his own fault. You see him miss the start clearly there, jumping quite untidily as he has in all his races and trials. Now there's no real speed on if you look at the heat map there, and Joe Moreira is able to get him quickly up into a midfield position. Then there's only a sprint down the straight left once they turn for home. He winds up, makes ground in a very good performance where it wasn't that easy to make ground on the winner, but only third placing, still a good performance, disappointing if you backed him, I guess. I don't think there was a great deal between those two efforts in terms of an actual performance. However, that start from Beauty Fit is something that we have seen from him consistently. And I think that may be the thing that separates the pair of them. If we take a look at the map, I think this is going to be run more like Beauty Fit's first start in Hong Kong rather than that last start of Fantastic Treasure. A soft lead for True Legend, quite likely Compassion Spirit comes over to his outside, Lewis drops in behind them, and from a better draw this time, I don't think Fantastic Treasure has to be restrained to get across to the inside, and I think he'll stay in touch with the leaders on this occasion. Meanwhile, Beauty Fit, well, slow away in both wins in Australia, all of his barrier trials, and his only run in Hong Kong, and you have to think that the best Joe Moreira can hope for here is to get him up into a midfield position once again, but I think that means he's going to concede a start. If Beauty Fit jumps cleanly, well, that's game on, but on the evidence we have so far, the tip in race 10 has to be Fantastic Treasure, his winning factor, the start. Both nice horses and not the only chances in this race, but I do think the fact that Fantastic Treasure is going to be in front of his rival is going to give him the edge. Well, that's it from the winning factor for this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.